Hi everyone, yet another Futuron review.
4 more to go. Come on, Gav, let's go.
3. There's 3 to go.
There's 4.
Bryant is right, there are 4 to go. We are going to review this and the interplanetary rover right after this. And I'm going to leave the monorail and the cosmic laser launcher for a later time because I have plans with those. Today we are going to review the 6885 Crater Crawler. As for many Futuron sets, this also has an alternate name called Saturn Base Main Team. Where is the base and where is the team? I think Crater Crawler will just do fine, especially if you look at the instruction sheet. There you go, there are many craters there. So with these big wheels, Crater Crawler will just do fine. Regarding the set, as you can see, this is a nice small vehicle with many special parts. We have this bar here that's uncommon. There is one as well in the interplanetary rover, for example, but it wasn't so widespread. These big corner panels are especially unique to this set, and these big panels are also widespread, but since they are transparent, they can have a very good use as canopy or corridors or whatever else. So despite the fact this is a small little set and it has no printed pieces, it's still a very good piece spec from my perspective. And this also goes over to another aspect, that alternate builds. If you check what alternate builds can be found on the back of the box, then you can see that it's quite a good versatile set. I think most of these alternate builds are fantastic, especially for such a small set. As you can see, there are land vehicles, air vehicles, and even a small base. So I think these alternate builds show perfectly how versatile this set can be and how versatile Legos in general should be. So even if not for the set itself, for the alternate builds and for the combinations that are possible from this set, this is a fantastic set in my opinion. To check the set from a little bit closer, as I have said, it's a little ground vehicle. The front section and the back section cannot be separated because they are built on one wheel on either section, but you can build smaller vehicles if you turn the back of the builds into a base or something like that. Something that is a little bit unique about this set is the black Futuron figure, because as you could see in the previous reviews, there are only 2 other sets with black Futuron pieces, and in fact I would rather say there are 1.5 other, because there is one with exactly same color distribution, and there is another one where you have a little bit of white in the helmet, for example. But on the other hand, the fact that there is a black figure on a ground vehicle, it also, for me, destroys the idea that the color of the Blacktron figures should show any kind of fraction or profession to the Futuron figures. Also, on the back of the front section, you can see a few tools for the figure to use. But the main interest, where the majority of the functions lie, is the back of the vehicle, where you can see a little hangar or storage for a very small air vehicle with tiny little robots on it. Let's have a closer look at it. As you can see, there is something special about this robot, and guess what it is? It's the color of it. Even though there is another set, the Aero module, where you can have blue robots, this has been quite uncommon for a Futuron set to use any kind of blue pieces, apart from the transparent blue ones. The fun fact in this robot is not only that it uses special tap pieces that has been uncommon in Futuron sets anyway, independently of the blue color. There is also a blue computer pattern tile that has been very, very widespread later on in the Space Police 1 series. But of course, this is not the first appearance for this piece because it was quite widespread in the blue-focused classic space sets. Something that is funny about this build for me is that this little robot will control this piece with its own antenna, with its own lever. I think this is a nice little solution. It's a funny way to control it. Also, the robot can fly on its own. I regard these not as legs, but little boosters, something like that R2-D2 has. I imagine he can fly on this, but he can also jump off and fly away. To be frank, I do not know whether this goes along with the robot or is it just a seat for him. I think he looks better without it. Apart from housing this little robot inside this mobile hangar, I think the build itself is not very special, not very tricky. The only fun is how these big corner pieces, these corner panels are used, because they are not built vertically but horizontally using these headlight pieces. One thing that I have changed in the build is visible even at this position, and I let you find it. So please try to spot the only modification I have done on this set and try to guess why I have done it. I think if you compare it to the original one, it's pretty obvious, and you might have a little bit of nostalgia when you weren't told which pieces go to which places in the instructions, but you had to find the difference between two consequent images. So if you spot the difference, please drop a note in the comment section and write there the difference if you find it. I'm interested who can find it, how easy it is to find, and to be frank, I cannot offer any prizes. You are racing for your own fun. If we have started with Blade Runner, then we are going to end with Blade Runner, and Geff is going to encourage you to subscribe to my channel.
Hey, 81.
Monsieur, Admiral Kovachin Engam Bite.